What's up, good people? How are you doing? Welcome to Azimiocast episode 2, and I'm your host, Christine Ger.
And I'm your host, Umi. This is a political show you did not know you needed.
Juliet Nyabuta in the building.
Yip yip.
And I'm surrounded with...
This is the second time that we are here, and at least we have a topic for you. The last time, ilikuwa introduction, so hatukuwa na topic, but today, tunajijua. So, our topic for the day
is we'll discuss the income gap, the wage gap, the living standards, corruption, all those factors, you know.
Yeah, but I feel before we get into that heavy topic, maybe you guys can just tell me, like when you look into the Kenyan politics today, our leaders, you know, the governors, is there any that you're crushing on right now?
I already know where you're going with this.
Like, is there anyone that really, you know, like someone that you feel, especially in Kenyan politics,
No.
like our leaders?
I will not mention names, but I want to talk about Baba's shirts. Whoever does it.
Wow. Yes,
I
yes.
think like they're so colorful.
I think I love Baba's shoes.
His shoe game is...
Tops. Yeah, so is Baba
one of the crushes or...
one of your crushes? No. Okay, so of course you guys all know the one that I like, not that it's a crush or something,
I think
but I
know,
just
but
like
Do you want to let everyone know or you want to keep it a secret?
I mean, you guys can just... I like Joho. Like, that guy anakuanga tu anavaa vizuri. Yani, I think ananukia poa pia. Yeah. No, I don't know. No. Sijawai, but I think. That's when nimesema I think. Because when someone looks good like that, definitely I think they smell nice. So anyway, back to our topic. Okay. When thinking about this income gap, when I look back, immediately after college, I got a job 1 week after exam, and they were paying me a salary of 15,000 Kenya shillings. Then that 15,000 could pay my bills. It could pay like all the bills. I'm talking about rent. I'm talking about buying me clothes. I'm talking about shopping. Yes, and I could still save. But that time, I think I was in a chama where we were saving 1,000 bob. So, to 1,000 bob operating with 14K.
Let me ask. Ulikuwa unaenda sherehe na hiyo 15K.
Now, the thing is, back then, sikuwa nachapa sherehe as much. Sherehe was not my thing.
Okay.
Like, I was... Time ya sherehe nilikuwa focused. Okay. Nilikuwa focused. Yani time ya sherehe nilikuwa naenda kufanya gigs za side hustles. I think that's how I was able to live. I think. But haikuwa kidogo. It was a lot then. So if you compare it to now, of course, yes, with time,
it can't do much.
It can't do much. Like even shopping alone.
You've spent, what, 10,000 or... Like,
random things. Let me just buy chicken in. And then you're like, after work, let's go for cocktails. After nini, I've seen this week. By the time the week is ending, 15 G's imelala.
Lakini mimi niko na problem ya this thing. Niko na problem na hiyo statement umesema ya sisi after work to the cocktails. Just like that without planning.
I mean,
you have to plan to go for cocktail. Like you can't. I mean, because the cost of the living in hiyo cocktail kwani ni pesa ngapi?
I feel like that's
500.
So Christine, you're trying
2
to
for
say,
1.
Even with the cost of living, our standards and the economy right now, if we plan ourselves, we can survive it.
Yeah, true.
Are you trying to say?
Okay, not that I'm kind of supporting Malituko, but I'm just saying that.
The economy is too
I'm just
high.
responding to your yake. You can't just start throwing at TCG Monday and a cocktail. You have to plan ahead because utaka home bila hata kwenda hiyo job umepata because you won't have transport to go to work.
That's true.
Yeah, but the challenge comes in when the standards keep rising, but it's not like your salary
is going, and you know, like the rents are going down as well.
And I think Kenyans were feeling the pinch, especially like, you know, when COVID came.
Yes.
This whole economy being high, I don't think it's just unique to our country. It was like a global issue that came up, and you realize wewe uko tu hustle yako bado uko na hii job, mshahara ni same, but the demands from your workplace is like a lot, and it's not matching. So you realize those things for mental health are coming up. People are running crazy, depression. I mean, I think it's like a whole... So maybe it's something that needs to go, like our bosses.
Let me add something to that. I used to stay in Mirema. So during the COVID time, I went home. Mirema, Roysambu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I went home 2020. When I was coming back, I noticed half of the buildings were like empty. People could not survive. There was no serving culture. watu walikuwa wameenda, yani maisha iliwa hauna savings, unaenda ushago, unarudi ushago.
History of saving, the same way when COVID came, that's when I realized that you find that growing up, most of our parents walikuwa zile za, they were trying to take us to school to give us good education. Most, unless you came from a very wealthy family where maybe you were taught how to save. So most of the time they were hustling to put food on the table and to take us to school. So we never really got to be taught how to save. Like when you find now in this generation zenye ziko squeezy, unapata a kid at maybe 6 years old, maybe 7, amefunguliwa account, there is money that is going, ama anaosha gari, something like that, then analipwa, then there is that culture that is being built. But unapata kama sisi, who now COVID ikikuja tulikuwa kwa employment, ama wenye walikuwa kwa employment during COVID time, and we don't know. We've not, you're just
honestly,
working.
like in this, with the structures of the way things are structured in our education.
Yes.
You learn in adulting, like when adulting starts, that's when you learn. Because me, the things I want to learn up to today, how do I do like my career? And if I had to learn that. But in other, like in I think in areas that the places where you're taught from, like your finances, banking, everything. So it's a question of the quality, which brings me to this, like you see in one of Baba's agendas, he talks about, like the whole quality education, waste no child. I think these are factors that might be coming up. Exactly how do you increase the quality for education as much, and incorporate like even life skills. Maybe the CBC now, could we strengthen it? Although the whole issue around
I think it's better. The CBC is way better than 844 from my experience. So. I think so, because when you interact with these kids when you're shule, maybe there are things that wanafunza zenye mimi nashindwa. Is how, like me when I was in that, sikuwa nafunzwa hivyo. I think they're well.
Maybe CBC ya Nairobi, because CBC ya Garissa, they play with sand, I swear to God. But
maybe mchanga watajenga, maybe mchanga they'll use it.
But sisi unajenga hata mkiwa like out of, I mean it's.
But okay, but let's say now the economic gap. If we bring in, sorry for taking us again, but like female, men.
The wage gap.
Is there a wage gap we can say, we point out like men get paid more than the women? When we have maternity leave, we don't have any compensation for that, and we're expected to go back to work. Is that something?
But
like anyone has
still in the companies where women are earning way less. But
really?
The same job, just because you're a woman. So like if you
in our country,
for example, if you have work
enlighten me,
and you all are doing the same thing. For example, you do photography, blah blah blah. Could you find out the salary of the man within that space?
The same.
You'd be shocked to realize you guys don't. And it's like I used to think it was a corporate thing, but I realized it cuts across. Even startups nowadays have that shenanigans where they
No, I've never, for the men. Like I've never experienced that, or maybe I just didn't know, or maybe like I didn't even pay attention to it, that maybe the men are getting higher than the women, because I thought this is something that your qualifications and what you're putting on the table.
Which it should be like that, but it's necessarily it's not an ideal world anymore.
But so why do you think men will be paid more than women?
Again, the society they enjoy the status quo and everything.
It just comes with that. It's a natural advantage since birth. Like you're a man, you're the man of the house, you're the boy. You've ever seen how parents they've given birth to a son? I'm going home to my son. It's not the same way with daughters. It's different.
But if you look in the world that you're living right now, let's look at Kenya. Which gender do you think are really rising?
The women.
Yeah, because I think because the men maybe walizaliwa wakijua tu hivyo, we've been trained so many things, and I feel like now there is no balance.
Or you feel like the women are
becoming more. Yes, I feel like there is no balance. That is
but
just
before that empowerment, demand came in. There had to have been a gap to at least equalize the space. But what we forgot was to bring up the men.
No, I just don't feel like men need any type of empowerment. Sorry to say, you can come at me, I'm ready. I feel like as much as we're still saying that it's the women's world right now. Hatujafika hapo. Hatujafika hapo.
Honestly, it's a long journey.
It's
like
still
look
a
at the
long
things
journey.
we are celebrating. Now we're celebrating
a woman governor,
for example.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be celebrating a woman president.
Correct.
I think very soon we'll get there, like in our country.
And also in regards to the economic gap, like people living in the countryside, Shago areas, and people like us living here. We talked about something like this yesterday, where we had like, if you're in Nairobi and the price of tomatoes rises.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're in
The pinch is felt uko
Ushago.
Yeah.
But also, okay.
it's actually, unfair, you can just say.
Okay. I also feel like with our generation, there's this culture of I want to look a certain way. I want to work with a certain type of people. My Instagram has to pop. I have to be
Chilling
weekending
with the big boys.
Exactly. And there's the issue of loan apps. Let me not lie to you. I have one, and sometimes it comes through.
Yeah.
And I know people have Fuliza. I don't have Fuliza, but I have the loan app. And let me tell you, people are borrowing. We were having this conversation again yesterday of people borrowing 30,000
To look good.
to look good, to spoil your friends.
Again, I take it back to where it started.
Is it the-
What we were taught.
No, but
Priorities.
No, it's not even about. It's just that young people want to. I think we've talked about this actually once or twice in different places. But like the way young people want to get rich quick. Mimi, if you tell me, Umi, I have a job for you that's 8 to 5, I pay you 500k, and I have a job for you that I'll pay you that at once, and it's just a one-day job. You think
go for the at once.
Ati nangoja mshahara ya 5. No, kama ni ya siku moja, I'll go because
So the work
quick
culture
money.
is dying, and the quick
with this
money is
new,
rising.
with the fresh generation, and that's why soft loan apps are thriving everywhere. And I also think it still comes back to the whole pressure it puts on young people.
Yeah.
So that if I want to go sherehe with you and I know I need 15k for drinks, I'll just Fuliza that one. Then I kwama the whole month, I can't pay it back.
Exactly. Alafu these loan apps, the way they have like
They
stupid
call you.
messaging. Unapata tell your friend Umi if she does not pay.
Embarrassed.
I know I can't. Who is my colleague?
Instagram alafu unaambiwa ulifuliza
Unaanza kuandika kwa BNNK ujalipa
And for
Fuliza.
like young people, for instance, when we're starting, just like Ken had talked about, you have 15,000 with you. For how long before you rise up that ladder in an office or your business or something, before you get like even 50,000? Like we stay stagnant like for a minute before you have to either do more schooling or I don't know, find other side hustles where now we have to work 20 hours a day.
I think to answer like that, what I think worked, let's say in my case, is not staying in an employment in one organization
Just
for
that
too
one,
long.
yeah.
Like,
So you keep
give yourself timeline. Like, utafanya hapo for 1 year. Okay, after 1 year, there's no naenda kwingine. So when you go to the other place, it will not pay you less.
This is a young person mentality because I
Yeah,
think our parents would stay in that
unaenda.
job.
Okay, yeah, now yes. Kuna watu,
They are so
it depends.
frustrated and they don't want to leave. And
You just
they
leave
have
and
the
move to there. That
exposure.
is what I would advise someone who's there.
This
Like,
gap we have economically is restricting so much, like the youth, people back in Ushago, and the gender, like we said. I
But
don't know
it
if
makes
it's
me-
something we can suggest, since we
Yeah.
are now talking about Baba
Yeah.
gender.
I know. It makes me happy like when Baba talks about stuff like revamping industries. Like I remember
Yes.
when he came to Garissa, there was something he touched on like opening leather factories and milk processing. Stuff like that. Maybe because I have my own but I have my ngombes, and somewhere if I know I can take this milk to this particular
Industry,
milk plant,
yes,
and then
yes.
I can make money out of it. Because if you use that route, you see a lot of young girls selling these things in bottles at a throwaway price, and milk prices are high. So such programs would bring jobs back to. And then it will also, I think, I don't like living in Nairobi. So, like, if I can make money back
Somewhere
from my
else.
home.
you all don't like living in Nairobi.
Like, I like the rural
Like, seriously.
Yeah, so such opportunities, like in Baba's plans, would bring a difference.
It
I don't know what
yeah.
resonates with you in his plans. So like in terms of as a young person when he talks about jobs and pesa mfukoni and all those things.
What I resonate with? Okay, go.
Well, let me add something. Someone was telling me the other day that for you to be able to live well in Nairobi, you need to have your job, so that your salary is your security.
Yeah.
Your
And then you have
security.
side
Unajua kila siku napata 70 yangu ama 20 yangu.
Yeah.
And then you need to have side hustles. Sell makeup, sell clothes, sell wigs, sell food, so that you're able to live in a nice environment, that you're able to budget, you're able to take yourself to vacations, you're able to have the best seats that you want and live a good life. And I feel like it does not have to happen that way. Like genuinely, mtu unaweza lipwa tu poa na usurvive tu vizuri. Like genuinely, like I feel like this is an issue of maybe corruption.
Yeah.
Yes. I was actually, I was almost tying it to that because when you said,
Because now I have to struggle. Niko job lakini nafikiria
No, but before
hustle
you go
yangu
to that corruption
haijauza.
topic, I want to know like what
you
you
feel,
think,
what how
like,
do you resonate?
Yeah.
For in Baba's agendas,
Na utuambie nyumbani ni wapi tujue kama unataka if you want to move back.
mimi sitaki ku move back nyumbani, mimi niko tu sawa hapa in Nairobi.
Okay.
Because I also know Nairobi lakini it's very good when it's a good city.
When you have
when you have money.
Yeah.
Because kama uko na shida ya pesa, my friend, this city unaweza because there's not that. I think where now I stay, I feel like there's more community. So you always feel like someone cares for you. But there are places where you don't even know your neighbors. So kama kumeumana, kitaumana. But on Baba's agendas, the one that I feel like really, like I resonate with, is the fact that he said when he gets to governance, he'll be able to create more opportunity, like make the policies, work on the policies for when it comes to the youth who are starting businesses. Like me as a business person, starting a business, you don't have all the money. And then let's say I get this tender and I borrow money from someone and then I do it, I deliver on whatever you guys assign me to do. Then it takes longer to pay. So in Baba's governance, the fact that he said that at least the process will be shorter. So as you who's getting, me who's starting business and I'm doing this project here, I will not die with loan because loan keeps on increasing with time. So that is one. The other one is also just building this skill set, like the people who are very talented. And instead of going to university and finishing like 4 years of studying something, that then now you come back with papers which you're struggling to get a job, you just go to an institution whereby you're going to be trained on what you can do. Like unatoka hapo kama umejiami, you're going to do whatever you're doing.
So kama nika YouTube yako unapata pesa.
As in you don't have to be staying with papers na
What do you
ikusaidii.
think resonates with you?
Mostly, I guess the bit for infrastructure is good, especially I'm interested in agriculture actually. So I know if we can have more value addition for that, and if you like my
I know with the avocados back at home, if you could make
everything,
I
the
know.
herbs, I can make oils and it's easier. Things like that I feel really resonate. Of course the 6K, but I want Julius to.
You want 6K, but 6K wewe utapatiwa.
6K haiwezi kukusaidia hizi makeup.
No. People feel like 6K ni pesa kidogo. Let me tell you something. Let me give the young girls who are watching a business idea. Enda to boys, buy lashes in bulk. For even 1,000 bob, unaweza buy at a cheaper cost, maybe at 50 bob per pair, and you'll be given maybe a full box for maybe 1,000 or 2,000. You go resell it on Instagram for 200 or 500 shillings, or even 1,000 bob. That girl in campus will not be able to look for a mubaba. She will be able to
create her own money, get her own money, become independent.
You see, Baba is
Nairobi asirudi ushago.
The mubaba culture will
it's a mubaba factor. So me I'm for the 6K. Hata mkiweza taka mnipesa hii yangu, niko na mashida, niko na
I like that. But for like value addition, I like that especially because there's one Baba says one county, one product. My county we can give you all the leather belts, those two fancy ones, the bags. We can make that. Fungue tu kampuni hapo. The skincare avocados are good for the face and the hair. Kisi and the way I went to Kisi, I got many avocados.
So wait, let me ask you. How comes you have all these avocados and you don't even have juice on the table?
Exactly.
So you see, this is where the economic gap we're talking
This is
about.
where Papa comes in.
Yeah.
It comes in. Anyway, guys, for our viewers, our listeners, anything you'd like to add, issues that you think the economic gap has brought about that Baba can address, we're ready for your suggestions.
Yeah.
Yeah, comment down below.
Yes,
And
because
don't
we've come
forget-
to the end by the way. In case you're wondering, we're continuing. By the way, tumefika mwisho. Na tunasema ni asante, and until next time.
Adios.